Hi guys, and welcome to Delphi tutorial of hospital appointment booking system. Now let me show you guys how this works. You click on this navigator here, there we go. We can then enter the customer reference number, customer title, and the name. Let's say the name is Tony Montana. And address of Montana, let's say it's number 12 West Lane. Nationality of Montana, let's say it is British. Appointment booked. And dates, we can always select the dates of the appointments right there. Just click on it, whichever you want, and that's it. It will automatically appears. Time of the appointment, we can call that about 3:30. Okay, we have to check if it's confirmed. Yes, appointment is 3:30. And here, telephone number. That's his phone number. Gender, male. Date of birth, let's say was born on the 10th and this day there, and the system automatically calculates his date of birth. And right here, county, let's just call it Carlton, and postcode, telephone number, and work phone number, and right here we have email, so that'll be Tony@gmail.com, and doctor's ID, doctor, and doctor's name is Johnny Stone. There, that is it. So all we then need to do is just let's check if we have his details in there. We can always just click to see that's Tony, check the appointment, that is it right there. And you can even check the database. Let's come into the database here, double click on the database, and its appointment details should be there. Let's close that first so that we can refresh it. Close and reopen, and that is Tony Montana right there. Okay, close that and close this as well. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to take you guys straight into Delphi development environment, and we'll put one of these beautiful tutorials together. I'll see you guys shortly. Hi guys, and welcome to Delphi hospital appointment booking system. I'm going to start by going to File, select New. Let's click on Window VCL application. Now our form is ready. Let's change the dimension of this form to 1000. The width is going to be 1386. The height, I'm going to make that approximately 720. There we go. And let's also change the caption of that very form. So let's go right up there and change the caption to hospital appointment booking system. There, and right up here, that is it right there. Okay, the next thing that I want to do now is I'm going to come right here, and I need page controller or page control. grab the page control and just draw it right there. There we go. So before that, maybe I should change the back color, but for now let's just right click on this page. Okay, right click on it and select new page. So we have one there, and right click and create another one. There we have 2 pages right there. Now select the very first page here and go straight to the caption. There, change that very caption to patient details. There we go. And select the second page or the second sheet. Okay, and change the caption to appointment details. There. Oh, that's the name. Cut that off. The caption. Let's change the caption to appointment details. There we go. Okay, I'm now going to extend the size of this. Let's bring it right down that much. And all the way to the right here. Okay, so let's select this form. Just click on the form there and let's look for color. I just want to change the back color of that very form to something a little bit darker. Now I'm going to double click on it. I think I should be able to see dark color there. Something maybe dark green or something. Yeah, this is, yeah, that's fine, dark green. Okay, that's fine. Let's leave that in there. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do now is, or the next thing that I want to do, let me come right here. I'm going to select patient details. That's the one I want to work on. Make sure it's selected, and you come right here. Let's go for TP. That's a panel, and just draw a panel there. I'm going to move this all the way. Just something that much. Okay, this very panel, let's change the color a little bit. I just want it to look a little bit darker. Let's come right here, maybe this silver. Yes, that looks good, but it's just too. Let's see if we can get something a little bit lighter than that. Okay, let's go back in there and just select it, double click on it. Let's customize it, something a little bit more lighter. Okay, so I'm gonna add that. Yeah, that's fine. Right, now I'm going to now copy this very one. Let's copy it, Ctrl C, and paste it right underneath here. There we go. And I'm going to copy this again, Ctrl C, and let's paste it somewhere here. There we go. And let's find a way just to reduce the size. Bring it in, and something that much. That will do. Right. And I will also copy that very one. Copy this one, Ctrl C, and paste it right underneath here. Okay, so that's fine. So select the form itself. Okay, just click on the form. You can see form 1, and let's go right up. I now want to align it. See the align? Click on that, drop it down, and select the top tab there. So I'm going to run it. Let's run it and see how that is looking now. Then we can start work with the design of the interface. There we go. That's how it looks. Very good. So I'm going to end that. Now I'm going to select every single panel that I have in there and go to the caption, I think. Yeah, get rid of the text that we have in there. That's good. Now let's start work from here. Come back to the palette here and let's type in TL. That's label. Just dump a label right there. This very label, I'm going to increase the font size. Where is font? I'm going to increase the font size to maybe about 26 bold or regular. Okay, let's go for bold. Really, there we go. Nice one. So I'm going to copy it. I need about 6605 actually. Okay, let's add text DB. Yeah, this very one, because I'm going to be using database for it. So I'm going to select TDB edit. Paste that one right here. Very good. So let's increase the font size of that to 26 as well. 26 bold. There we go. Nice. Select both, copy and paste. We have 2. Now we have 4. And just one more underneath here. Copy and paste there. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to select it all and select it all here again. Copy that and just paste it on the side. Paste. Now move it here till one is missing. No problem. Just copy it. Paste. Right. That is fine. Now I'm going to come in here. Let's go into our palette here. I need I think it's calendar. I'm going to grab hold of this very one here that says calendar view. Just paste that here somewhere. So let's move this way. I'm going to need a navigator. So the navigator should be right beside the calendar itself. I think it's called DBNav. Yeah, there we go. Grab a hold of that and I'm going to paste it there. That is it. Okay, is the default kind is horizontal, but I'm going to change it. Should I change it or just leave it as horizontal? Right there. Okay, we leave it as horizontal. But if you want to change it, this is where you change it. Just make sure it's selected and come right here. You see where we have kind? Change it to vertical if you want. Okay, but I'm going to leave it as horizontal. Alright, so we'll just leave it right there. Okay, if I have to change it, yes, I will change it if I have to. Okay, that's done. Okay, I'm going to change some of these to combo box. Let's see, the title, I'm going to call that title as time goes on. Okay, so let's come in here and just change this to title. And this is meant to be the patient ID. Okay, let's move it back a little bit. There, something like that. And here you see the title. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's come in here and select TDB combo. Grab that and just draw it here. And change that to 26 bold as well. Where is it? The font, change that to 26 bold. That is done. So change this one to first name, the caption. And this is going to be surname. Right here, I'm going to change this one to address. Mobile phone or telephone, something. There we go. And here, that will become gender. And the gender, as for the gender, I'm going to delete this as well. Let's copy this one here. Delete the gender, copy that and paste it right here. There we go. There. Select all of these and just kind of like move it back a little bit. Well, I will tidy up later on anyway, so let's come back here. It's going to be age, the patient's age, and we have the address, we have age, no, maybe date of birth. Okay, county or whatever, county right there. And here, postcode. There we go. All done. Now, let's give them all a name. So this one is going to be, let's just call it telephone. Yeah. Come in here, where we have name. So I'm going to call it DBE telephone. Right, and this one is going to be DBE gender, no, DBC gender, and so on, guys. So I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay, I think I've finished naming of these, but one thing, I'm going to just copy these and add more. Let's copy this as well. Control C and just paste them right in here. Okay, because how can we have age and we don't have the date of birth? So I'm going to make one of them the date of birth, maybe this one. Yeah, change this one to date of birth. So that would just be DOB. Yeah, that would do. And this one would be, let's just type in date of birth in there. Right. Okay, that's taken care of. And what about this? We have postcode, we have, let's change this one to, okay, I'm going to change this to maybe nationality, something like that. Let's come right here, caption. Alright, nationality, that will do. And that will become nationality as well. DBE nationality. Okay, that's good. Now let's do one thing. I'm going to kind of like rearrange a whole lot though, but for now, the appointment details, let's enter those underneath here. So I'm going to need like the doctor's details and so on. So let's come right here. I'm going to copy this 4. 1 2 3 4. Yeah, that will do. I'll copy these ones as well. copy, and I'm gonna paste that right in here. There. Okay, so we will then change one or two things. Now let's say this one is going to be the doctor's ID. Alright, so doctor ID, number details will be in there, and here that will be the title here first, and the name and so on. Let's move this way and bring this here, so we have enough room for that as well. Okay, alright, looking good. Now underneath here we now want the appointment details and so on, so I'm going to get hold of so let's say date, time, and if it's confirmed yes or no, so we're going to need something to do with confirmation there. So let's grab this for yes or no. Copy that, paste that in here. That's one right underneath here, so that's going to be for confirmation. Confirm. There, and this is going to be confirm. There we go. So we need for date and so on, so let's grab three of those, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that we do for date. Copy and paste it right here. Yeah, then we just change it around, and I'm also going to add more to it, so let's come in here first. Yeah, paste another one, paste, and put that right here, and that will be the contact details and so on. And one more, copy that, paste it right underneath here. Alright, so far it's looking good. I may have to do one thing though. Let's select it all. Instead of bold, I'm going to change it to, let's go to the font and change everything to, apart from this, select it all. I want those ones not selected. Come right here, let's look for font. Yeah, and get rid of the bold. Let's make it regular. Oh, that's too small. Regular 26. Yeah. Alright, that looks much better now. Okay, that's good. Now here, this one is going to be called appointment. Let's go for the text there. Appointment. Right. We have date of appointment, time of appointment, that's good. Home telephone number, that's home number, home. Okay, home telephone, that's good. Then here we have this telephone number, telephone. Or we can just, okay, telephone, any method of communication. Then this one we can change that to mobile number, and this we change that to email. Okay, so one of these should be work telephone number. Let's say work telephone. Okay, that's for home. This will be for work. for telephone. Yeah, this one, put a P in front of it as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of like tidy things up because it looks very rough right now, and then I'll get back to you guys. Right, so let's just exit out, and before I even do that, let's come in here. You see here, you see this one, appointment details. Let's come in here. We need DBGrid. There we go. Grab hold of that and just draw it there. Yeah, we're gonna come back to this once we start adding the data connectors to it. There we go. So let me just speed up the whole process and get the whole interface looking much presentable, and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Okay, I think I've finished with the whole interface, so let's save it now. I'm just going to click on save, and I'll call it, I'll speed up, appointment. Okay, so let's save it right inside the folder that I have in here for it. There we go. Save. Now I'm also going to save the projects. There. So let's run it and see how that looks like. There we go. That's how it's looking right now. I'm going to exit out, and what I want to do now is I need to add some component for the database. So let's come right here. I'm going to get hold of ADOConnection, this very one. Grab hold of that and just dump it right there. There we go, that is it right there. And I'm also going to get hold of the table itself. So let's go for ADOTable and just dump that right here as well. Then finally, I'm going to get hold of DataSource. There we go. There. Don't worry about it. All of these components will not be displayed once you run your program. So let's run it and you see what I'm talking about. There we go. So it's not there. Alright. But before I can do anything now, I'm going to add my database. I have a database I created in Access, so I'm going to come in here. Let's open up the database. That is it right there. So if I double click on that so that you guys can see it, and that is my database. Okay, just made that up. So I'm going to copy this very database and just paste it straight into my project area. So copy. I can close this now. I don't need it anymore. Let's open up the project. There's the project in there. Right click and paste the database right in there. There. The next thing I'm going to do now is let's select the location for this very database. Okay, so come in here, right click and select copy address as test. Alright, we can minimize that. Now back to our connectors. Select the very first one, the main connector that is called ADOConnection 1. Now we need the connection. You see right here where we have connection string, this very one. Click in there, select the 3 dots, and right here you see where we have build, click on build, and make sure you click on build. Inside the build, and now I'm going to select Microsoft Office 16 Access Database Engine OLE DB. So click on that and select next, and the address copied. I'm going to paste that right in there. Make sure you include your database address. That is it right there. And now you see where we have admin. I'm going to get rid of admin, and blank password. I'm going to uncheck that, and let's come in here. You see where we have test connection. There we go. Test connection succeed or successful. Alright, now you see where we have advanced. Click on advanced and change it to read and write. There we go, and that's it. So I'm going to click on OK, and right here click on OK again. There. So our connection is taken care of. Now let's scroll right down. See where we have the login prompt. I'm going to uncheck that, else the system will prompt you to enter the password. So I have unchecked that. Okay, the next thing now is let's select ADOTable, this very one. Now as for the ADOTable, we now want the connection. You see here you can enter the connection, the details in there as well, but you can also select connection. Okay, here I'm going to come in here. Connection is going to be the ADOConnection one, this very one here. Now let's scroll right down. Right here we now want to select table name. The table name, there we go, it's called appointment. Select that. There. Now that that is done, let's go right up here. You see where we have active. Yes, we want it active, so you must check that, else it will not be active. The next thing is you now want to connect the data source to the table. Make sure the data source is selected and come to data sets. Drop that down and select the table. That is it. Connection is enabled. That is it. That's all done. Now to prove to you that we now have our connection, let's go to the appointment details. Select that. And inside the appointment details, I'm going to now select this very DataGrid view that I have in here. And let's look for the data source. That is it right there. Click on the data source and select data source 1. There we go. That is the appointment details. Okay. Now, but there's one thing here. We only have 2 fields, so I'm going to right click and let's select the column editor. Once the column editor is selected, you see here, select add all fields. There we go. Now select the patient ID. The patient ID, let's say the width. The width is 190. I'm going to make that about maybe 50. Then the title, I'm going to make the title is 4,000 plus. No way. Make the title about maybe 20. First name 4,894. That's strange. Okay, make that about 70. Surname 70 as well. Address, I'm going to make that 120. Telephone number maybe 60. Gender 40. Date of birth will be 40 as well. Age that's 30. Nationality, we're going to make that about 70. And here we have county. Let's make county maybe about 80. Postcode 30. Appointment, we make appointment about 40. Dates, let's make 40 as well. Scroll right down. Okay, time maybe about 40. So I guess you guys get the whole idea. All I'm just doing now is setting the width. So I'm going to speed up the rest. Okay, that is it, all done. I will now close this. There, the whole column can be seen, but the problem is the font seems to be too large. I'm going to select it and just change the font, the size of the font. Let's go to font right here. Just reduce the font size to something much more manageable, maybe about 14. Yeah, that's much better. Look at that. Alright, and I also need to change the font for this title. Let's scroll right down, make sure it's selected. Let's look for title font. Oh, there we go. Select that. I'm going to make that 14 as well. There, that's much better. Alright, let's go to the rest of the database. Now we need to connect each of these to the data source. One easy way out is I can select it all, select all of these, or you can do it individually. Select the first one and come in here. Let's look for data source. That is the data source there, and select the field separately. The field is ID, something to do with the patient's ID. It's not doctor's ID. There we go. So the very first one is taken care of. The other way out is you can select it all. Select and come right here. So that will speed up the whole process. Okay, all of these are connected to the data source one, but the data that goes in there, the data field has to be entered separately. So we have title in there. So the first title is this one. The next one is first name. Look for the first name. Surname. The surname there right here. And address. You see, this kind of like speed up the whole process just a little bit. Address, then here nationality. There's nationality. There's nothing there for now. And so on. So I'm going to speed up the rest by just selecting it all, and repeat the same thing here and enter data source 1. Then I can select the field individually. Come right there, do the same thing for the doctor's information. Come right to data source. Data source, drop it down, select data source 1. That is it. They are all connected to data source 1. Then we need to now enter the field individually. So appointment details. Let's go to the fields. Appointments. I think that is it. Yeah. Date. Select date. Time. Select the time. Appointment time here. Now here we have confirm. There we go. So and so on, guys. So telephone, I'm going to do that and I'll then speed it up. Now for the telephone, once you are there, we go. Gender, age, county. We have county there, postcode. It's postcode right there. And date of birth. Maybe we should move this up here. Date of birth. DOB. And so on, guys. I'm going to speed that up and get back to you shortly. there. And finally, let's take care of this very one, the doctor's surname. Come right there. If you guys can still record, the data source was selected. Okay, now doctor surname there, Felix Wills. And that is it. The data connection is all taken care of. So let's run it and see. Click on run. It's coming up. There we go. Now if you look here, the navigator is now connected. So we need to connect the navigator. So I'm going to just close that and come right here, select the navigator, and come right here. We need to connect it to data source 1 as well. As soon as it's connected, you see the navigator will light up. There we go. That is that connected. Save. Let's run it. Now you see the navigator do its own job. There we go, guys. Now you see the navigator is enabled, so I can now click. You see that, and I can only have 2 records in there. Alright, now that is done, the next thing I want to do is, you see, when we select insert new data, what we want to do is, once we click on any of these dates, once we click on the date, we want the date to appear in the appointment date, and yeah, the date should appear in the appointment date. That will be fine. And the other thing I would like to do is, when we enter date of birth, I want that, I think I would like that calculated as well. I want the date of birth displayed right here. Now let's see how we can go about doing that. We need date here, and we need date of birth. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, let's double click on this calendar. But first thing first, we need the name of these very dates. That is the name. I'm going to copy that name, and sure it's copied. Now let's go to the calendar, double click on the calendar. There we go. So I'm going to say dates dot text. That will be equals whatever today's date is. But first of all, we need to convert a date to string. Open up a bracket, grab hold of the calendar, paste that in here. Calendar dot dates. Close that. Enter semicolon. Let me collapse that so that you guys can see it. Alright. There we go. That is it. Okay, just this line of code. Now I'm going to run it. Click on run. Let's see how that's going to work. Click on run. There. Let's check that out. Okay, it's coming up. There we go. So I'm going to click on add new, and let's double click on today's date. There we go. Alright, that is fine. Now the next thing I want to do is, you see, when I enter date of birth here, I want it to tell me how old the individual is or the patient is. But first thing first, let's rearrange this. I'm going to come in here first. Let's go right up there. Where is it? Yeah, right here. I'm going to grab this and just move it up there. Yeah, right up there somewhere. Then I'm going to select all of these and just drag it down. Okay, that will do. Right, so when we get the age, date of birth, the age will be automatically calculated. Alright, okay, let's use on-click events. So select age, and I'm going to go to the inspector here, and let's go to events, and in there just double click on click. There we go. So right in here, the first thing I want to do inside this procedure is I'm going to declare the following variable. Let's say current date, and that is going to be t date time. There. And I will also declare a string variable. Let's just call that d as a string. I will declare q as double. Yeah, something like that. Q as double. There we go. Now, right underneath here, let's say, right underneath here, I'm going to say the current date. This one is going to be now. Grab that and just say equals now. So that is taken care of. That's the current date. Now I'm going to then grab d. Let's say d, that to be equals, do that again, d equals date to string. Let's convert that to string, and what are we converting to string? That is going to be the current date. There, that is taken care of. Now we want this very object, the date, that will be dot text, that will be equals, let's convert it to from float to string. And what am I converting from float to string? That's going to be whatever we have inside D, so it has to be converted as well. The string to date, and that is D. Okay, well now I want to subtract that from date of birth. So let's say string, grab all of this, let's paste that in here, and that will be the date of birth. That's D, I call it DBE, date of birth, I think, of birth. I believe that's what I call it. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Right. So what I've just done in here now is I've subtracted the dates of birth from the current date. Now I'm going to now say q, the variable q declared up there, that is equals string to float. And what am I converting to float? This very one here. There we go. Now that same q, I'm going to say q equals, no, let's do it this way. Let's just say date of birth or age, that will be equals float to string f, because I'm going to convert it. So that will be q divided by 365 comma ff fix, because I want it to just, I don't want a decimal place, ff fix comma 3, or we can make that 2. Let's make it 3 because some people do live up to 100 years and more. Alright then, and no decimal, because your age cannot be 12.1 or whatever. Okay, let's put a decimal here, comma here, and that is it, I think. So hopefully, I believe my subtraction should work. Let's see. Save that, run. Let's see what's going to happen. Well, no error. That's looking good. Okay, now decision time. Click on that. Enter date of birth. Let's say the date of birth. This guy was born on the 13th, 12, 1999, something like that. If I click on here, there we go. Tells you the age. He's 22 years old. That is good. That's what I want, so that's fine. Okay, now let's take care of the title, gender, and this one's, yeah. So that will be for form load. So let's close that. So have a good look at the on-click age calculation. Okay, that is it. It's pretty straightforward. Okay then. Now let's double click on the form. Now with the form, I actually need the name of all of these components. So this one is going to be booked or not booked. So this is appointment. Let's grab the name of that right there. Appointment, and this one is title and so on. I think this one is title as well. That's title, and this one is going to be doctor title. Right, so go back to my form crate. There, inside the form crate, we say appointment dot text. The text that will appear need to be so let's say select. Well, make a selection. Alright, that is fine. So appointment again dot items dot add and what am I adding? That will be booked. Yeah, that's it. The appointment is booked or not booked. Right, that is fine. So the next one is the title. So we can say DBC title dot, just say select the title. Well, this one can even be select a booking. Yeah, select a booking. Yeah, and this one is select title. There we go. So the title can either be Mr., Mrs. and so on. So let's just put a couple of those in there. Dot items dot add, let's say Miss, let's enter Mr. Yeah, that'll do. Mr. and Miss, maybe a Reverend, and a Captain or whatever. There. those are the selection we have in there. Or what about doctor? Could be a doctor, so DR. Right, so copy this. I'm going to use that for the doctor. In the case of the doctor, it seems to change how that's written. So let's see. There's DOC in there. Okay, go back to the code and DOC, something like that there. Yep, I think that's fine. There's no error, so that must be it. Paste that in there as well. Right, that's for the doctor. Let's see what is. We've taken care of doctor, booking, or confirmation as well. What is that called? Okay, confirm. So this would be confirm. Grab that and change this to confirm. Okay, yep, confirm that will be yes or no. Yes or no. So we can change this to confirm booking or booking confirmed. Copy that, paste that right here. Okay, booking confirmed or confirmed. Alright, so that is fine. What else do I need to do? Okay, gender, go back in here. So for gender, now male or female. So change this to gender. Right. And copy this. Copy and copy. There. So I'm going to change this to female, ladies first. And male. There. And here let's just call that select. That is it. All done. Okay, just take a good look at it. Alright, I'm going to try it out now. Run. Alright, so select and tie to their booking. Oh, not booked. That should be not booked. Yes, and the doctor's details. Alright, close that. Booking is booked and not booked. Yeah. Alright, so that is that all done. Okay, so if I run it now, click on run and we take it from there, so we can then get the patient details and so on. Okay, this is very patient there. All his details is there already, so let's come right in here. Yes, I think it's Mr. Let's see. Yes, Mr. Right. Just the nationality is missing, so we can say it's from let's say it's British. Right. Okay, So that one is sorted. We can just refresh that. Yeah, refresh. Okay. Alright, let's enter new details. So this one doesn't have any nationality. Let's say it's from Nigeria. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's enter new details now. So the very first ones are there. Okay, look at that one that I've just changed. You see it's on the database already. So we can enter new details. Let's enter new details. That will give us to confirm if it's working or not. That's for the patient's ID. Let's say it's Mrs. and what is the name? Mrs. Sally Morehouse. Address 17 Little Venice. Nationality, we just say she's British. Appointment booked. Date of the appointment, we can just select a date here. Let's say it's going to be this day. Yeah, the 4th. Time of the appointment, you can just make that maybe 12 p.m. Is it confirmed? Yes. Telephone number, gender female, date of birth, you can say she was born 17/10/95. Click age calculated. County, let's just call that Delhi. And phone number, work phone number, mobile number, email, sally@gmail. There. Doctor's ID, doctor, and the name is Peter. That's a Peter Sammy. There we go. That is it. So let's see. Do we have it in the system? Let's come in here. Yes, we do have Sally on the system. That is all there is to it, guys. And that's how you create your own booking system. So let's check and see if we have that details on the database. So I'm going to open up the database. So let's click on my and double click on the database there just to confirm. Enable. There we go. That is Sally's details there. Okay, so that is fine. We have Sally's details on board. That's good. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. You all have a nice day now, and bye for now.